Hey guys, Eric Clear here, co-founder of Homeownership Property Management and the team lead with the investment team at Remax Niagara. I'm sitting here today. It's a lovely sunny day with Johnson Andrews from the Vine Group, who's our trusted in-house mortgage specialist. Him and his team are excellent. And for any of you that get the opportunity, and I hope you do, to speak with him, I strongly feel like you guys will agree with me. So again, thanks for watching this content. We know people are busy and they don't have to sit and watch us chat.
Pretty as we are.
As pretty as we are, you know.
As beautiful as my new beard is, I'm trying to copy my good friend Eric.
The amount of conditioner this guy goes through would blow your mind. But, you know, it's all part of the experience. Cut that out. Anyways, so guys, Johnson's gonna be doing a lot of talking today because this is literally what this guy does day in, day out, and does it with a shield and a spear and works very, very hard. He's gonna sort of break down a complete guide to qualifying for a mortgage. And the goal of this is to prepare you guys for home ownership. And again, there's not a whole lot for me to add here, except Johnson is going to give you guys a sort of piece-by-piece play in terms of what you guys can expect, what you should be aware of, and I will let him take it from here.
So when it comes to getting a mortgage, what I first want to just walk you through quickly is the process that you'll have to go through in order to get your pre-approval. And the easy way to think about it is there's going to be 2 very important phone calls and then followed by consistent follow-up and education until you buy your property, okay? Now, the first conversation that we would ever have would typically come after being introduced by Eric and his team, in which that we get on the phone for about 15 to 20 minutes to get a sense of who you are, what your goals are, and the final thing is, do we like one another enough to work together? When we look at your goals, this is the most important thing because it helps me when I review your application, align your options to those goals to make sure that we're always going to put you in the right mortgage product. The second side of it, of making sure that we like one another enough to work together, is the fact that whenever I work with a client, my mindset is that we're going to be together for the next 25 to 30 years. The idea behind this is that that's typically how long a mortgage is amortized over, which is the time it takes to pay it off. I want to be there for you the entire steps of the way to make sure that we're always saving you money. If we didn't like one another, it's best that we cut things off there. But the nice thing that I can say is that I tend to get along with everyone because that's really my job, is to find a way for us to make sure that we're getting along. Now, from our initial call, what we want to do is collect the relevant information from you that pertains to your current financial position. This would be your income verification. This would be down payment documents, as well as anything related to current debts that you might have. Once I get these documents, this is where I can review your application to find to the dollar what it is that you qualify for. Once we have an understanding of this across the 60 plus lenders that I work with, this is where we get back on the phone and I walk you through your application from top to bottom so that you understand everything that goes into it, and it removes any uncertainty and only leaves you with a lot of clarity when it comes to buying your property. What we're going to go over and explain is how banks review an application to determine what they will approve you for. This is called your debt to income ratios. And what that is exactly what it sounds like. It's your monthly debt payments divided by your income that we have available to qualify on the application. This is how banks determine what they're going to approve you for. There's 2 different calculations within this. It's called gross debt servicing and total debt servicing. And we'll go into it deeper on an individualized basis, but the easy way to think about it is the gross debt servicing is the payments for the property that we're buying, shown as a percentage of what you make, and total debt servicing is the payments for the property plus any other monthly payments you might have, like car, like student loan, like any unsecured debt, shown as a percentage of what you make. And we can show you how different lenders will look at this different ways to then approve you for varying amounts. And in a perfect world, will get you to where you need to be to go out and buy something. The part where it comes back to the follow-up in terms of after that call is if there was anything that we can do to improve the application that might take 1, 2, 3, even a year. We will be following up with you monthly to make sure that are we on the right track to get that done and get you into a home, because the second that that's ready, that's when Eric and his team get to do their thing and find you the perfect property that checks off all of the boxes. So when you think about your mortgage application, it is actually very simple. At the end of the day, 2 plus 2 always equals 4. And then the math that's used within an application, it's literally grade 4 math that we can all do together. It's just understanding the way that different lenders look at it to get you to where you want to go. So that's really in a nutshell what we'd be going through. But if you do have any questions, just reach out and I'd be able to clarify before we even get on the phone.
Yeah, thank you so much, Johnson. And yeah, he's right, guys. And I know we're throwing in some light humor here, but that's what we're here to do. 2 and 2 is 4, and again, so if you have a very detailed breakdown from someone like Johnson, it doesn't. Everyone likes to shop around, and I've tried to build. So I've had people ask me, well, why don't you work with like 3 or 4 mortgage brokers? If I have to work with more than one mortgage broker, that tells me something very clearly, that I'm not working with the right mortgage broker. That's how I look at it, right? Because if I can't go to you for what I need, now it doesn't mean he's the guy that's going to finance my client who's buying in Florida, right? I have to have a connection there. But if it's somebody buying in Canada, I've come to him and he's given me contacts all across the country. And if I have to go to 5 people in Niagara region, I'm not working with the right person. So, after years of being a top performing real estate agent, I've narrowed it down and found someone like Johnson, who I trust with you guys, who's going to do a great job. And one little last thing to add before we wrap this up, you might come to me and Johnson as somebody who wants to buy their first house, maybe their second house because they went through a separation, whatever it may be. You might all of a sudden find that through communicating with guys like us, maybe you want to buy an investment property, live in one of the units, and rent out the other one. You don't know. We're just here to give you the information. Ultimately, what you want to do at the end of the day is up to you. I just want to make sure that when you make that decision, you make it with as much confidence as you possibly can. And that's what him and I are here to do, is give you the tools, give you the information, bring you to the water, essentially. And what you choose to drink or when you choose to drink is entirely up to you. All right, guys, thank you so much for checking in. And again, we are super, super excited, and we feel privileged, honestly, to be able to talk to each and as many of you as we possibly can. So appreciate you guys checking in with us today. I know everyone's very busy. And again, we look forward to the opportunity of speaking to you guys very soon.
Thank you, everyone.